But NATO's eastern allies gain additional protection by hosting an allied force presence. Ukraine may also need such an asset to strengthen the security guarantees it can receive from NATO allies or from the alliance after joining. Not all guarantees are equal. These options appear to fall short of Article V-like guarantees. After Russia invaded Ukraine in 2014, NATO realized that Article 5 guarantees to Eastern members were inadequate. In the largest buildup in a generation, the alliance began rotating multinational battalion-sized battle groups to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Poland. Following Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine nearly 2 years ago, NATO upped the ante. It added battle groups in Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania and Slovakia. The alliance also agreed to expand battle groups to brigade size if necessary. Germany sets the pace by moving with unusual speed to deploy an armored brigade in Lithuania. Romania hosts an important F-16 training center. As with these NATO members, any security commitment to Ukraine may prove inadequate unless backed by an allied force presence. An armed peacekeeping force may not have sufficient firepower or solid rules of engagement. A stronger force will be more convincing. A few aspects may be important. Ukraine's defenses are hampered by a front line as long as 600 miles. But Ukraine has vantage of geographic depth, making the reach of its combat air force valuable. Ukraine's land borders with 4 NATO allies facilitate logistics and training. As existing supply lines indicate, in a crisis allied units can enter via multiple routes. Russia will continue to be reluctant to strike targets on NATO territory. Ukraine sank some Russian warships and chased others eastward in the Black Sea. The courageous support of Romania and Bulgaria allowed Ukraine to continue transporting grain. Other civilians across the Black Sea. Even if a ceasefire is reached, Russia may harass Ukraine. Moscow may continue to fly missiles and drones into Ukraine. Despite all the evidence, Russia believes that such attacks will demoralize Ukrainians. Any allied forces in Ukraine may need to take protective measures such as hardening, dispersal, or mobility. If Ukraine receives security guarantees, what force presence options could strengthen them? Presence could include rotation or permanent basing allied forces and prepositioning of supplies. For allied units that could be deployed to Ukraine in the event of crisis. Işık An allied ground force battalion in Ukraine and preparations for another. As well as the deployment of an allied combat air squadron in a neighboring NATO country. This could help Ukraine slow down the invader. Medium preparation for an allied ground force brigade and another in Ukraine. As well as the basing of an allied fighter air squadron. This could help Ukraine stop the invader in one or more local areas. Heavy preparation for 2 allied ground force brigades and another in Ukraine. As well as the